Spider-Man Brand New Day surprised me, but not in the way I expected. There's parts of this film that really worked, but one decision that stopped it from being special. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Hal here coming at you with another movie review. Thank you for clicking on this video and welcome to the channel. If you love talking about movies after the credits have rolled, then you're in the right place. So let's talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let's get to it. Spider-Man Brand New Day picks up after the events of No Way Home, with Peter Parker trying to rebuild his life now that the entire world has forgotten who he is. As he's trying to move forward, a dangerous new enemy emerges, while Peter also begins experiencing some unexpected changes of his own. Now, don't worry, I'm going to keep this part completely spoiler-free, and I'll let you know later on in the video when we're going to be going into full spoiler territory. So, overall, I really enjoyed this Spider-Man film. I wouldn't say it's the best Spider-Man movie ever made, but there was certainly enough to keep me engaged, and I would certainly be happy to watch this all over again. The biggest thing that stood out to me was the emotion of the film. I never expected to get as invested as I did, especially after a 5-year wait for another Spider-Man film. Peter's journey throughout this film genuinely pulled me in, and there were several moments where I found myself really hoping things would work out for him. It's one of the more emotional Spider-Man films we've had in years, and I think that's one of its biggest strengths. Another massive positive was the chemistry between Spider-Man and the Punisher. Every scene they shared was entertaining, and they bounced off each other brilliantly. They're really funny together, but you totally buy their partnership. And to be honest, I could have watched just the whole film of just those two. They were so funny. The action set pieces were really enjoyable. I mean, Spider-Man is as Spider-Man as you can possibly get him. And the fight scenes were creative and energetic. And there were a few sequences that really had the audience in the cinema, reacting how exactly you would like them to react. Now, for me, I do have one criticism, and that is that I never really felt that the villain reached their full potential. The concept was good, the performance was good, but I really feel like they could have utilised the character in much more sinister way. There were some really cool scenes throughout, just to give you a taste of what this villain could do. But as I say, never really matched the heights of the villains that we've seen in previous Spider-Man films. I kept feeling like there was another gear the character never quite found. It's one of those villains where you can see how great they could have been, but the film doesn't quite take them there. But with that being said, I still had an amazing time. And if you are a big Spider-Man fan like myself, then you are really going to enjoy this film. Okay, so from this point onwards, we're going to be talking full spoilers. So if you haven't seen Spider-Man Brand New Day yet, then pause this video, go watch it, come back, because we're going to be diving into everything. So let's talk about MJ and Ned. This was easily my favourite part of the film. After everything Peter sacrificed, I spent the entire movie hoping they'd remember him. Every interaction carried so much emotional weight because you knew exactly what Peter had lost. For me, that emotional storyline is what made this film work. There was a part in this that absolutely broke my heart. And there was a part where MJ finds the letter that Peter Parker wrote for her, explaining why he had to have this magic spell, make them all forget who he was. And she finds this letter and reads it through, and then actually says to Spider-Man, take your mask off. I want to speak with Peter Parker and let him explain exactly what has happened. And she then eventually says to him, well, the spell worked. I don't love you. It's just traumatic and heartbreaking. And you can just see it in Peter Parker's face. It just drops. Tom Holland's performance as Peter Parker is really good. And it does make you feel like he has been lovesick for the past 5 years. So that story, I knew that they were going to be really utilising that story in this film, but I just didn't think it was going to have the effect on me that it did. It was really the driving force behind everything really that was happening, and a massive plus for me. And then there was Spider-Man and the Punisher, and I absolutely loved these two together. The chemistry was fantastic. You had Spider-Man trying to do things his way and Frank Castle doing things, well, Frank Castle's way. It made for some genuinely funny moments, but when the action kicked in, they were a brilliant team. Now, let's talk about Peter's evolution. I actually really liked where they took the Spider-Man character in this one. The way the film begins changing Spider-Man really opens up some amazing possibilities for future films. And I think that was one of the really smart ideas in this movie. My biggest disappointment, though, still comes back to the villain. The body hopping ability is such a creepy concept. Imagine never knowing who you can trust. Imagine someone talking to Peter and suddenly becoming the villain. That's terrifying. But I don't think the film used that power anywhere near enough. I wanted more suspense, more paranoia, more moments where you genuinely didn't know who was safe. Because of that, I don't think the villain ever became as threatening as they could have been. And that's what stopped this from becoming a truly great Spider-Man film for me. So, was Spider-Man Brand New Day worth the price of admission? Absolutely. So now it's time for my new segment, my new rating system, and it's going to go with the theme of the channel, How to the Future TV. So the rating system is going to be called the Flux Capacitor Rating. And I'm giving Spider-Man Brand New Day 4 out of 5 flux capacitors. So you let me know what you guys thought of this film in the comment section below. Now, don't get me wrong, a stronger villain in this film, and I do believe this would be one of Marvel's best Spider-Man films. And even regardless, I left the cinema today with a massive smile on my face. So then, guys, now I want to hear from you. Did you enjoy Spider-Man Brand New Day? What was your favourite moment of the film? And do you agree with me about the villain? How many flux capacitors would you give this out of 5? You let me know in the comment section below because I'd love to chat with you all about it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. So I've been Howell. This has been my Spider-Man Brand New Day movie review. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more movie reviews, trailer reactions, and even movie riddles coming your way. And remember, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious